Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to continue working in our band collections and insert different documents. This time, we will learn how to use the insert many method. The insert many method allows us to insert many bands at the same time or many documents at the same time with embedded information. This is almost identical to the two previous examples we did, with the regular insert method and with the insert one method. The only difference is this time we're allowed to insert many documents at the same time, and the output will be a different output. It will be almost the same as the insert one output. Let us begin by creating the document for both of these bands. This time we're looking to insert information about a band named Kettles and a band named Snowflakes. Both of these bands has different events that we need to store as embedded information, and the same thing with the second band, two different events that we need to store within the system. Let us begin. First thing first, let us work within a text editor. This is the same file we have been working with since the very first lesson, and at the end I will save all of this code and provide it to you as a downloadable resource attached to the course. Right beneath the insert one method, let us work on the insert many method. db bands insert many, capitalize M for many. So first, we are looking to insert information about the Kettles, and as you can see, the Kettles also has two different events. So what we can do to save time is we can retype all of this information here with the correct information for the Kettles, or we can copy this code. We can copy this code and then we can just edit the information and then copy it a second time for the second band and edit that information. Let us begin. Let us do first the first two. Copy the code and paste it right beneath. Click paste and edit the first line of code. Where it says db period bands period insert one, change the one to many. Then edit the band name from Millie Drive to the Kettles. Event, we have two different events, so does this code. So let's change the first event to Boardwalk Parade. The year is 2017 and the genre is blues. The second event is the Tribeca Festival. The year is 2018. And the genre is blues. Now, this is a part of code in MongoDB we have already practiced in the previous lesson. We did this right above when we did the insert method, and we did this when we did the insert one method. We created a document with embedded information for two different events, except for this time we are doing the insert many method. Therefore, we're looking to insert many bands at the same time with embedded information. So normally, we would end this right here if we've inserted information with events of one band. But this time, we're looking to add information about a second band. Therefore, we need to do a close bracket followed by a comma followed by an open bracket. And the reason why is now we're adding a second document into the collection bands. A second document that will have embedded information about different events and relating or belonging to a different band. Hit enter. And now we can continue from the band. We can copy everything from band down to genre. Copy right beneath and paste. So here we have everything for the kettles, event 1 within a container, event 2 within a container. These are within an array. Then we have band number 2. The band name is Snowflakes. The event is the Winter Festival. The year is 2018. And the genre is reggae. The second event is the Holiday Festival. The year is 2018, and the genre is reggae. Now that we have entered information for the second band, we need to end this method. We need to close out the method. So we do this with a closing curly bracket, a closing close bracket. I like all of my code to be in line of each other, and I suggest that you get into the practice of doing the same thing. It becomes easier to read and faster to work with as you become more accustomed programming in this or any particular language. Then we need another curly bracket, and then a close bracket and a close parenthesis. So we started writing this method with an open parenthesis and an open close bracket. We're ending it with a close bracket and a close parenthesis. Let me just verify that all of this code is correct. Insert many. The band name is Kettles. I think I made a little typo here. I think I'm supposed to have a close bracket here. Yes, open parenthesis, close bracket. Then the band name, I need another bracket here, and another parenthesis, curly parenthesis. Verify. Okay, so I had to make a few edits here, and the reason why is because when we copied this from the top, I did not change the bracket. It's a little different this time when you do the insert many. The insert many actually is an array. an array of documents with embedded information. So you have to start this with an open parenthesis and an open bracket, just like you will close it with an open parenthesis and a closed bracket, followed by another pair of open square brackets and curly parentheses, the band name, and then the events, which is contained within an array separated by curly brackets and commas. Here's the closing bracket. Here's the ending of the container, followed by a comma, and the beginning of the new document. The new document will consist of information belonging to the band name snowflakes. Here, the event begins with an open and closed bracket. This is how we store an array of embedded information. Again, the information is contained within an open and closed curly bracket, separated by a comma. It is very important that we pay attention to our syntax, and we verify everything is correct before we copy and paste it in. After you have verified that all of the code and syntax is correct, go ahead and get ready to copy the code and paste it into MongoDB. So once again, we need to verify that all of our syntax is correct. We need to have an open parenthesis, open square bracket, open curly bracket. This is an error here. I have two open square brackets. I may have made this error when I copied the code from the beginning statement. So delete that and verify that you have db period bands period insert many. The M in many is capitalized. Open parenthesis, open bracket, open curly bracket. The field value, which is the band name, kettles, event. The first embedded event within curly brackets, separated by a comma. The second event contained within curly brackets, closed. Open and close square bracket. Because this is one band, there's no more information we are looking to add to this document at this moment. Close curly bracket, comma, separated with a new open curly bracket. This indicates we're ready to accept or insert information about a second piece of document or second band. We have events, two different events, again stored as an array within curly brackets. Each event is separated by a comma, and then we end the event with a curly bracket and a close bracket. We started this code with an open parenthesis, an open bracket, and an open curly bracket. Therefore, we must end the statement the same way. A curly bracket, a close bracket, and a close parenthesis. Copy the code, highlight everything, right-click, and copy. Now let us paste this code into the Mongo console. And as you can see, it was accepted successfully. As soon as I paste the code and hit enter, it was acknowledged true, inserted IDs for the two new bands we entered, which is the band name the kettles and the band name the snowflakes. And this is the difference between the output of the insert many and the regular insert. When we use the regular insert method, we just returned with a screenshot to show us that the insert was successful, displaying a value either 1 or 2 or more depending of the amount of documents we decided to insert. Most likely with the insert statement, it will just say inserted 1 because we inserted one statement. with the insert one state method, the output actually showed us a return, an output similar to the insert many, except it said acknowledge true, and it just showed the ID for the object that was created. For the insert many method, we inserted more than one band. We inserted 2 bands. Therefore, it acknowledged that it was true, it was successful, but it also displayed us the ID for the additional bands. In this case, we had 2 bands, so we have 2 IDs. Let us look at this information now in Mongo Compass. Open Mongo Compass, click on Music. You can also click on Refresh, but click on Music and then click on Bands. So far, this is all of the documents we have created for this collection since we began this course in video 1. We started by inserting information about a first band named the Sparrows, then came the Sunrays, then came the Valley Moors. When we did the Valley Moors, we use a special ID only to show you that we have the ability to do this. We then inserted the Heaven Cats, Hudsons, and 559 at the same time. We then inserted Blue Morning. However, when we inserted Blue Morning, we did it with embedded information. We started to save information in our bands pertaining to different events that they have performed. If we click on List, we can then go down and we can see which one of these bands have embedded information. Simply by, it tells us there's an event and an array. It started with Blue Morning. 559, there's no additional information to display. However, with Blue Morning, there's events. There's the event from Liberty State Park, 4th of July, on the year 2018. And there's the second event at Jersey City Holiday Festival of year 2018. Same thing for Millie Drive. 2 events. Spring Festival, Hudson County, 2017. Halloween Parade, 2017. Same thing for the Kettles. They had the Boardwalk Parade of 2017 and a performance at the Tribeca Festival of 2018. And the Snowflakes. They had a performance at the Winter Festival of 2018 and at the Holiday Festival of 2018. We have now completed creating the first database of our course. Let us take a look at the database in the MongoDB console. First, we can do db bands find, hit enter, and we're returned with just a list of all of the information that consists within our database. We can take our time and go through line by line and try to recognize the information. But as we get down to the embedded documents, you can see it's more clustered. It's a little more harder and difficult to read. Therefore, we can use the second option, db period bands period find parentheses period for each print JSON, and this will print the same exact information in a easier format for us to read. Hit enter, and there. Everything else above is still returned in a clustered format because there are only information about the band names for some of these. For one, there's an assigned ID, but for the rest, it's just band names. There's no embedded information to display. However, as we move down to Blue Morning, where we started to insert embedded information into our database, this information is now printed for us in a clear manner. It's easier for us to read this way as compared to a more clustered format. This is the end of us creating our very first table or our very first collection in MongoDB. In the next video, I will give you the challenge of creating the second collection on your own. Please view that video to see all of the required information that I am requesting to have in that collection. In the following video, we will create that collection together step by step. So if you were stuck at any point, we will do it together and you will be able to have a better understanding before we move on to retrieving queries or writing queries to retrieve data from our Mongo database. Thank you. I'll see you then.